So we're just starting the Tesla build here. We're actually doing a completely new wrap on the car. So the old wrap is all taken off, so the original color, as you can see, is right there behind me. And then we're also getting a new set of wheels for the car with a little bit wider tires just to get better grip so that we can get a better 0 to 60 time out of the car. And then window tint as well. The whole roof of the Tesla is glass, and so the window tint will help to kind of darken the interior just a little bit, so it's a little bit more bearable to drive around in the sun here. And then lastly, we are putting on all of the carbon fiber ground effects, and so just after everything's done, it'll look like a completely different car. So right now you got like the boring version, and then we'll have the exciting version soon that'll not only look faster, but it'll actually be faster with the new tires. So one of the things about Tesla as a brand more specifically is they don't give a whole lot of customization to their customers. Like from a color perspective, for example, you can get white, or sometimes black, but then also white with the car. So there's just not a whole lot of different colors you can get with the Teslas. And so wrapping the car and also putting on some extra stuff like what we're doing with the carbon fiber ground effects will definitely set you apart. So when you're going to those Tesla meets talking about how you don't put out any emissions, at least you can have the coolest looking one. So one of the biggest things with a wrap is the preparation to wrap a vehicle. So first off, you don't want to have any sort of imperfections in the wrap when you apply it. And so you've got to get all of the dust and debris off the wrap itself. And then with this particular car, since it had a wrap prior, then we had to get some of the adhesive off of the car that was left over from the last wrap. And so just getting everything cleaned off on the surface so that when you apply the vinyl, it's perfectly flat. You don't have any bumps or ridges or anything like that. And so that's the whole point in making sure the car is perfectly clean and detailed before the wrap is applied. Now that you know how important it is to have the car well cleaned before it is wrapped, then you should know that that's a big part of what we do is actually prepping the car for you. So we have a service where we actually do the cleaning for you and then getting the whole surface prepped. So one part of it is the detail, the other part is doing a clay bar over the car again to get all of, if there's any adhesive on the car, to get that off, and again just to get the surface perfectly smooth so the vinyl just adheres perfectly and also looks really good. So another huge thing is with the quality of the wrap itself. So whenever you get your vehicle wrapped, you don't want to have any quality issues with the aesthetic of the wrap, but then on top of that, you don't want the wrap to be peeling up, and again, you don't want to have imperfections under the wrap, so think bumps and ridges and all that kind of stuff. And so we spend a lot of time in, again, prepping the car so that the surface is perfectly smooth, so the vinyl will adhere to it very well and you won't have any of those imperfections as well. And again, the reason that we focus so much on this is a lot of other places, they won't necessarily pay as much attention to making sure the car is perfectly clean and paying so much attention to how the vinyl is going to adhere to the car itself. So then you're gonna have those imperfections and you're gonna have to constantly go back to get the wrap reapplied or have certain things fixed. And obviously you don't wanna deal with that and you don't wanna spend the extra money to do that. So we go ahead and we make sure it's already done ahead of time. So there's two huge things with vinyl. First is the vinyl itself. And what we make sure is that we stick with partners that produce vinyl that is really high quality, so it's gonna last a long time. And also on the application itself, it's just gonna look really good. So that's the first important thing. The second is who's installing the vinyl. Now there's a bunch of people nowadays that will install vinyl out of their garage and they don't have any sort of certification. And it's one of those things where you get what you pay for. And we make sure that all of our installers are certified, and with that certification, not only are they gonna make sure that everything's perfectly prepped again so that the vinyl is gonna have a smooth surface to be applied to, but they're gonna be applying it in the correct way so that it has a good finish on it. So wrapping a full car is quite the investment, and so some people just want to start with something simple like doing just the hood at first or just the roof or a combination of the both. And that's something that's definitely an awesome option to go for. This Tesla's a great example. So yes, we're wrapping the whole car, but we're also doing a carbon fiber hood on the car. So we're not changing it to carbon fiber, just a carbon fiber wrap. And just doing the hood and just the roof is quite a bit less expensive. So like this hood, for example, you're looking at about 300 bucks roughly. And so that compared to doing a full wrap is a lot less, and it's still a really cool accent piece to change up the aesthetic of your car. And it's somewhere to start where, you know, maybe you start with the hood, go to the roof, and then do the rest of the car after that, and you kind of just do it piece by piece. So a lot of new cars actually have either massive sunroofs or they have the entire roof is glass like this Tesla behind us. And for a lot of people, especially if you have sensitive skin, then window tint is a must have. And we actually have tint that covers the entire glass roof, or if you have a really big sunroof, like a panoramic sunroof, then we've got tint that can cover that as well, just so you can get a little bit extra UV protection. And that's exactly what we're doing on this car behind us. So a huge misconception about cars from the factory is that the privacy glass is going to protect you against UV radiation. And although this is true for some cars, it's actually pretty limited. For most cars, they don't have any sort of UV protection. And so not only will the interior of the car slowly get damaged while the car is outside, but while you are in the car, then it's the same as just going outside and not having any sort of sunscreen. And so just any amount of window tint is gonna have that UV protection, so that not only it helps protect the interior of the car, but it also helps protect your skin. So one of the most important things you're going to want to get done after you get your car wrapped is to have a ceramic coating put over the vinyl. Now, the biggest benefit of ceramic coating is it's just gonna be a protective layer over the vinyl so that after you've gotten the car wrapped, it's still gonna look like brand new. And then another huge benefit of it is it actually makes it easier to clean the car. So the ceramic coating kind of resists stuff like water and dirt and other debris. And so it kind of pushes it off the vinyl. So your car's gonna look cleaner for longer. But then on top of that, when you do clean your car, it's gonna be a lot easier to clean. Now that you know the benefits of ceramic coating, I'm really excited to announce the fact that we are going to be giving you a ceramic coating for free with the wrap on the car. So every single car that gets wrapped through the TRON Auto Lab experience will get the first ceramic coating done on it. So as soon as you take your car home, you're gonna have that. And then we also do have service if you want to continue to ceramic coat it down the road, but the first one's on us. So wrapping things up with the Model 3 build, we are putting on lowering springs and then a sway bar today as kind of the last part of the build. Super excited to see how it comes out. It's already turned out amazing with the carbon fiber ground effects that we've done. And then also the new wheels, they look absolutely insane, and we'll just get to it. So one of the biggest benefits of the sway bars is it is going to greatly improve the handling of the car. So you're gonna have kind of more of like a direct go-kart feel with the driving experience, and that's why we're putting them on. Now the other thing we're adding is going to be the lowering springs. Now this is also going to improve the handling of the car, and on top of that, it's going to improve the aesthetic appeal of the car, because right now it has a wheel gap that's really bad, and so we've got to fix that for sure on the car. And one of the other benefits of lowering springs compared to coilovers is it does not ruin the ride quality of the car, so it's still going to ride really smooth compared to the stock ride.